Hello, today we make a new presentation. We are here at one of the companies we represent in Germany and in the North Europe. The owner is Francesco Michelacci, which by the way is also a very good friend of us. I think you have something to show us, right? I mean, you have productions here that I can film and show to the guys that are looking right now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So here we go?
Absolutely. We're more than welcome to do that.
Okay, here we go.
The first product we developed was 100% wool using recycled knitwear from unwanted garments, and we developed this padding in many different weights, starting from 60 grams up to 250 grams. And we also introduce in the blend different fibers according to the purpose of the final garments. So activewear, we introduce the support of a screen, then can stabilize the fabric and also add properties like washable and can be also tumble dry. The padding is in rolls, so can be cut as a normal fabric and can be either quilted or just assembled with two different layers. With the same material, we are also making a blend with 10% cashmere, also in many different ways. By doing that, we can still label this cashmere blend with the recycled polyester. We also developed the same fabric with the same padding with the support of organic cotton gauze. By doing that, we were able to accomplish a padding that is meant for activewear. We had strength, stability. We avoid all the problem of cluster, fiber migrations during activity and also during washing. Also, using the same fibers, we developed a needle punch type of material that is very thin and dense. This needle punch has been used for supporting the garments and reinforcing the garments. Inside the garment is like under collar, knee, to support the garment in some particular functions. So the material is coming in many different colors, may range in different shades. This is the most common one, and then we are going to a different shape, like a lighter version, all in the same tone. But we can also develop a specific color according to customer request, like for a specific customer we develop pink, then we can go to the white, the blue, we call mille fiori, which is almost like a spaghetti blend, and can move into like this kind of mid-tan type of colors, or the true red. Basically, we can use all the most common colors normally used for the knitwear. From 100% wool, we develop the cashmere blend, and then we develop the 70% cashmere or the 100% cashmere. 100% cashmere or 70% cashmere, 30% recycled polyester. 100% cashmere or recycled cashmere has the similar properties of the wool. The only difference then is the staples are much shorter, and because of that also the strength, the washability of the padding is different, is lower. So the last development that we made was blending the two words of the properties of the wool, adding a 20% graphene. Graphene is a superconductor type of fiber. By doing that, we enhance the natural property of the wool. The latest tests we did showing that we were able to double property of the wool by just using 20% of graphene in the blend. In the blend. From padding, we are moving into another way of using recycled material, which is our range of balls, which is this. This is an alternative to down, and instead of using as a padding, this can blow into the garment like a normal down. The feeling power of this material is pretty much 30% less than 90-10 down blend, but the feeling power is not really meaningful for the thermal comfort. What we are looking for here is more to develop a material that is add thermal comfort to the garment. We are looking for something that has added thermal comfort in a certain environment, like moving from the office to the house in a different environment, and they are not really extreme. By doing that, we discovered that the natural property of the wool is actually has a better performance than any synthetic fiber available in the market, or even than down when it's wet. So it still develop warm when it's wet in a wet condition, so with high humidity. That means then the thermal comfort of wool
Is more versatile.
than other fibers, because it can actually deliver warmth in a different type of environment, not just dry or cold. In terms of garments, here are a few examples of how the padding can be used. 150 grams padding made in 100% wool. You can see that it's still light, retain the shape very well. We tested after it's been quilted, and the washability is okay. It's acceptable for a low cycle, cold, and also can be tumble dry. For another project, it's been used for bags. This is an example of the Cashpad that has been used in a garment, in a field jacket. It's a 70% cashmere, 30% recycled polyester of 100 grams. And you can see the result over here. In terms of balls, here is also an example of a regular puffer using a very light nylon on the side for the shell, and is 50% cashmere, 50% recycled polyester. This garment is 300 grams weight, so the same material I'm using for the inside of this parka, and the result was, even after washing, it's been extremely good. Still in the name of sustainability and everything, using recycled down and recycled cashmere, we came up with the idea, by accident, of developing this blend, intimate blend of the two materials combined together. And the result was pretty amazing, considering that we were able to add, or let's say, take the both fibers from their strength. So the result in the garment, in the testing, has been extremely good.
How did you come up with the idea of Cashpad?
Well, I think it's an old idea. Nothing is particularly new. What we did differently than before is just that we had this kind of new technology to do a new type of product. In Prato, we always been known for recycling materials. We had a lot of experience, and we have a lot of materials to choose from. With a couple of friends of mine, 5 years ago, we had the idea to come up with a new way to recycle unwanted knitwear. We started with cashmere because cashmere was at that time we thought was the right idea for us. Then we extended into wool and other type of materials. We really started putting together two different technology. The oldest way to recycle and source all the materials and bringing them back to the stage of the fiber, that is typical of Prato. And also the technology that is coming from another area in Tuscany that is more on the seaside, that is making papers. And with that technology, we had the idea to develop this kind of new way of making a padding. So the first padding we come out with was 100% cashmere, then we move into cashmere blended with recycled polyester, and then from recycled polyester we end up in the world of wool. We also found out that there is another opportunity, another big demand, that is by recycling the leftover inventory from the customers. So we end up doing this kind of collaboration with customers, and then bringing us materials, and they ask us to come out with an idea to recycle the material and put them back in their site. Could be for interiors, for accessories, or could be for shoes. Everyone has his own story, everyone has his own need. By doing that, we develop many different projects. Every project is specifically designed for the customers, and we started from the material, how to recycle the material, reclaim the material, how to bring it to new life, what to do with that material, and also performance to the material, which most of the time is a combination of new type of fabric or new type of technology with a natural fiber.
So the interesting idea, if I'm not wrong, but you're gonna tell me, you are not going to use something that is new productions, but you are going to reuse, give a new life to something that already existed. And that's a kind of idea that goes right now and the world's need, because you are making a product that at the end of the day is sustainable, right?
Yes. Well, we started with the idea to be light on the land. We like the idea to be light on the land. But the sustainable is also part of it, one of our ingredients. We like the idea of using waste. We think that for certain type of product there is no need to do new production. We can use something that is already existing, and this will reduce the cost of getting rid of the waste and also reduce the cost of the final product.
All right, here we go.
Dennis, va.
Ja, das ist furchtbar. Nicht sogar.
Dennis!
Jetzt kommt
Scusate, il solito traffico. Il traffic, that's the much trouble.
Sì, nel lockdown. Siamo tutti chiusi.
I was by Francesco, you know, showing the collection.
Oh, that's right.
Hallo zusammen. In jedem Fall, wenn ihr weitere Fragen habt, wir sind wie immer für euch da.
Fantastico. Okay guys, if you need any help, any information, you know, please call us, email us, or whatever.
They just say everything. I'm gonna take a coffee. Ciao.